So tell us a little bit about your history. You had cataract surgery maybe, was it 6 months, a year ago, is that right?
Back in April.
And I think that you had some astigmatism and then they wanted to fix that astigmatism, right?
That's correct. I needed that desperately.
And with the right eye, you had a really good result with that toric lens.
I did. I have perfect vision in the right eye, but the left eye was a little uncomfortable.
And then I think that one of your eyes was drifting out a little bit because...
That's my left eye. My left eye has always been my hard child eye. It's a lazy eye, it had more severe astigmatism, and it's just been more difficult to treat over the years.
So the right eye had a really good result with the toric lens, and the left eye was a little bit imperfect, and that was causing the left eye to drift out a little bit because they weren't in perfect harmony. And now that your vision has been all fixed, now both eyes are perfect.
They are. They're working together well, and everything is clear and sharp. I'm very happy.
So you weren't happy with the vision that you had in your left eye after that toric lens, is that correct?
No, I still had some residual blurriness, and because the right eye was just perfect, they just felt like they were in constant war with each other. And it was enough that I would sometimes get headaches by the end of the day. And I just felt like if there were other options to clear this up, I wanted to know what my options were.
So there's a couple of options that can be done after cataract surgery to clean up the prescription. The one that's done most commonly is they'll do LASIK on top of the cataract surgery, and that works well. The only thing is a lot of patients have dry eye, and the LASIK can oftentimes worsen the dry eye a little bit. So what we elected to do was we took that toric lens out and we put in a lens called the light adjustable lens. And the reason that we wanted to do this was because we knew that by going in again with a toric lens, it was going to be a little bit unpredictable because it was the first time. So by using the light adjustable lens, we were able to change the prescription and to remove to get rid of pretty much everything that was unpredictable. So the surgery went okay, right? The surgery wasn't that bad.
Very easy, very easy. Just like with the cataract surgery, quick in and out. And no pain, so it was not an uncomfortable experience.
And then after the surgery, you had to do some kind of, you had to wear the special glasses, right?
And I got very used to them being my best friends. I put those glasses on the second I woke up in the mornings and wore them all day, had sunglass level glasses for outside, and even had three pair, and so one pair was a bifocal pair, which was great because I needed that close-up vision.
So anytime you were outside, you would wear the sunglasses, and that was to prevent the sun from kind of accidentally locking in that lens and giving you a prescription that you didn't want. And then when you're by a window or inside, you wore clear glasses, right?
Correct.
And that was for how many weeks in total was that?
About 6.
About 6 weeks, okay. And that's pretty typical. For about 6 weeks you have to wear kind of the funny glasses. So,
but it was a good advertisement because I had many people stop me and ask me why was I wearing these glasses, and then they were very intrigued as to the whole process. So, a lot of people had not heard about the LAL lens, and so it really was its own little advertisement.
So how many weeks after the surgery was it when you had your first light treatment?
We waited 3 weeks for it to heal, and then we came in for that first adjustment.
And what was the adjustment like? Was the adjustment painful?
Not at all, not at all. After you do the first one, you realize there's nothing to be fearful about or anxious about. Your staff is wonderful at, helping me know what was going to happen, and they're very calm and talk me through everything. So they helped any anxiety I was having about what it would feel like, but there is no pain whatsoever.
So after your first adjustment, what was it like? What was it like walking out of the door after that adjustment?
Well, you're dilated, and my eyes tend to hold on to dilation for a while. So it really took me a full 24 hours for that to settle down. And so I was just very impatient wanting that to go away. And when it finally went away, it was wonderful. It's hard to express how clear your vision is when you hit that right prescription. And it was just great. I could see clearly. Everything was sharp. The colors were bright. And I felt very, very calm that we had finally hit it. We had hit that prescription that was going to work for me.
So was it about 24, 72 hours?
About 24 hours. Just as soon as the dilation went away, then I could see.
And then after that, I think that we got your prescription right the first time.
I was one of the lucky ones. We hit it on the nail the first time, but I did come back and you looked at it again and went through, several more lens prescriptions just to make sure, and it was the right one. So I just had to wait another week for us to start the lock-in.
So I think for you, we had 1 treatment and 2 lock-ins, is that right? Mm-hmm. Which sometimes we'll do 2 treatments, sometimes even 3, that's not that typical, but usually 2 treatments, 2 lock-ins is pretty standard. If you were to, would you do this again?
Oh, most definitely.
Was it worth all the hassle and the coming in, getting dilated?
Most definitely. Like I said, when people would ask me about the glasses and I would explain the process, I kept emphasizing that 6 weeks of wearing these glasses is nothing compared to the rest of my life with clear vision. And the same thing about even looking at the LAL lens. The deciding process and that I went through, I had to keep telling myself, you were having to get new glasses every 6 months. I think a lot of people go through this. As you get older, your prescription changes faster. And what I was spending on new lenses has kind of evened out using a new type of surgery. So yes, most definitely. Just to be free of glasses, to have the clarity is wonderful. One thing that I really loved about the LAL process was that it gave me a sense of confidence in the outcome. There was no, I hope this is going to work, or we're going to try to do the best we can. I had a strong sense of confidence because you were going to be able to adjust that prescription and get it perfect just for me. And so that I knew that if we didn't get it this week, then we'll try again next week, and that we will do this and get it to where I want it to be. So that really gave me an overwhelming sense of calmness and peace of mind about doing this.
And that's how the LAL stands out. It's just that our ability to give you that that very predictable vision, that you can test drive your vision, you can go home and you can kind of play with it. And you wanted distance vision in both eyes.
Yes.
You didn't. So a lot of people like to have a little bit of near vision, but you really, I remember from the beginning, were very insistent that no, all distance.
Well, mainly because a lot I do is far away, but I wanted it to be crisp and sharp, and that's what was most important to me, was that distance vision be very precise and clear.
Were there any visitors in the office? Any dogs or?
Josie is wonderful at her job. She's here to keep us all calm and relaxed, and she provides a great sense of calmness and levity to the office. So I think everybody enjoys having her around.
She's worth every penny.
Mm-hmm. She is. But I just want to thank you and your staff. Everybody here is very friendly, helps the patients feel very comfortable. And so y'all do a great job of alleviating any anxiety about the unknown. So it's a very good practice.
How many times would you call the office and somebody not answer?
Never.
And what were the typical wait times at the office?
Maybe at the most 15 minutes. And usually I was taken because they would have several things to do to get me ready to see you. And so usually I was taken back almost immediately so that they could get started on doing their measurements, whatever needed to be ready for me to see you.
Well, we're glad that you had such a positive experience.
Well, it was. I can highly recommend it to anyone. If you're wavering on what kind of lens to get, don't be afraid to explore the LAL lens option. and see just how clearly you can see, because especially if you have astigmatism, so many times you kind of feel like, well, am I stuck with this blurry edges on everything? And I just was stubborn enough to not want to have to live with that. So I'm very thankful, and I thank you for helping make it possible for it to be clear.
Well, we thank you for trusting us.